Hey everyone, I'm Bree. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching my video. I know sometimes it's not easy finding the time to just watch YouTube videos or watch TV or read a book, and whether you're a working professional, a parent, whether you are a full-time student, whatever it is, thank you so much for taking the time and watching this video and spending a little time with me. So I just wanted to do a check-in with you guys because it's gonna get a little bit hectic here. So today is a Sunday. Tomorrow I will officially be 5 weeks postpartum. I gave birth to my surrogate baby 5 weeks ago. Quick little update for you guys. Baby and dad are good. For those of you who haven't watched some of my either my birth story or either of my other postpartum videos, I was a surrogate, a gestational carrier for a same-sex couple that live in China. One of the dads was able to come here 2 weeks after baby was born, so he was totally cared for in the meantime. They aren't in my immediate area, but they are just a few hours away from me. Dad's here now, obviously. He's been here for a few weeks. And everyone is doing really, really great. Baby's doing great. He was a little jaundiced in the beginning, but he just got like a few minutes in the sunshine each day, and he is doing really, really well. They're not home yet, obviously. Like I was just saying, they're just a few hours away from me. They are looking at going home about mid-August. It's just a little bit of a crazy time, you know, with COVID and whatnot. So that's the deal with that. I am going back to work tomorrow. I have talked a little bit about that in a couple different videos, but I didn't really have like a locked down schedule yet, I don't think, when I first started talking about it. So my schedule is a little bit different for those of you who are my clients and you're watching this video. I am going to ask for your continued patience during this time. It's going to be a little bit hectic, and I'm so sorry that appointments are being bounced around and it's taken a while for some of my clients to hear back from our front desk team and things like that. It's a hard time right now. And unfortunately, I think my clients are kind of getting the brunt of it a little bit. You know, I am an employee for Innovata Concept Salon, and I love the salon that I work at. I love the owner of the salon, my boss. She is wonderful. But this is just kind of how it worked out. We were closed for a while because of the pandemic, and when we reopened, I was on my maternity leave. And so there was already a huge list of clients to call back who had missed their appointments for the past 2 months. And unfortunately, with me not actually being in the salon, it didn't make sense for our front desk team to call my clients right away when all of the other stylists at the salon had to reschedule their own clients first and get their own clients on their books. And it was just really unfortunate timing. Again, it didn't work out the greatest, and I'm so sorry for that. Obviously, we didn't plan around the salon being shut down, and I was planning on being gone for 6 weeks for my maternity leave, but other than that, we weren't planning on having all of this madness happen. So after all of the other stylists, there's about, I think, 11 of us who are actually stylists, hairstylists, and after everything kind of calmed down with their schedules when we reopened, then at that point my clients were contacted. And of course, some people need to get in as soon as possible, and it doesn't matter who they see. They just, you know, maybe they have 2 months now of grown out roots, or even maybe more than that if they were getting close to needing an appointment before we closed. So I get it. I totally understand. Absolutely no hard feelings. Get in when you can. I get it. But there's other clients who are very loyal to me and would rather wait than get their hair done by one of the other girls, which is totally fine too. And so I had a list of those clients, and I think that things, you know, we have 3 front desk girls, and so communication can get a little bit crazy sometimes, and they are all doing the absolute best that they can. It's just a hard time. So unfortunately, again, I feel like my clients kind of got the brunt of that since I haven't been in the salon as I delivered a baby a little over a month ago. And I'm excited to get back just so that, things can start slowing down and normalizing, and I can get back to people who haven't been contacted yet, who were supposed to be. And it's just kind of a frustrating time. It's no one's fault. It's just the world that we live in right now, and it's how things worked out. So let me tell you guys, for all of you who have delivered babies and are wondering how I'm healing postpartum, or if you're getting ready to deliver a baby, I am bleeding still. And again, I'm 5 weeks postpartum tomorrow, and I'm still bleeding. This is a lot longer than I was bleeding with Aiden. I can't remember exactly how long I was bleeding with Aiden, but I'm still bleeding. I have been able to downgrade to just a panty liner instead of a pad, which does make me feel a little more myself and a little more normal, only because I don't normally wear pads anyway, so I just kind of felt super uncomfortable, and it's just a little more comfortable having just the panty liner there because it's small, it's thin, and I'm not such a heavy flow now to where I need more than that. But it's still inconsistent. I'm not dealing with any clotting. If you guys watched my other postpartum videos, especially that very first postpartum video I posted, my bleeding was pretty minimal, and I wasn't really having any clotting. And then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 days after I delivered the baby, I passed a huge clot when I was in the shower, and I passed 2 or 3 more over the following days, and then big ones, golf ball sized ones, and was continuing to have small ones consistently. It wasn't until I was about 2 weeks postpartum that things started slowing down and kind of normalizing. So I haven't been clotting since then, which is awesome. That's a good sign, but I am still bleeding. It of course makes me a little bit nervous because I'm going back to the salon a week early. So I'm taking a 5-week maternity leave instead of a 6-week maternity leave. And because I am still bleeding, I'm just a little bit nervous about that. But again, a lot of people have been affected by COVID and closures and sicknesses, and besides people's health, it's just even the people who have been able to stay healthy, other people's jobs are being affected, or their kids' schools are being affected, and we're just one of those families that we're in it with the rest of you guys. So the salon is back up and running, obviously. Austin, my husband, lost his job. He was able to keep his head down for the first round of layoffs, and he wasn't laid off originally. They are a small business, so they ended up getting that loan. They rehired everybody, but then when that ran out, they just didn't have enough business to keep everybody on staff anymore, unfortunately. So the company is still alive, it still exists, but it's just, the owners and that family, and no actual employees under them anymore. So everyone is laid off, and Austin is in a full-time EMT program online. Actually, it's pretty darn intense, and I feel so bad because now that I'm going back to the salon, I'm working that new schedule, and I'm going back a week early because Austin was laid off. For those of you who are wondering, if you're still healing and you're still bleeding, why are you going back a week early? I have to. Unfortunately, I don't have a choice. Austin and I both need to work for the income, and that's that. We're a 2-income household. We both have to work to pay our bills, to pay our rent, feed our family, all that stuff. We are not a one income household by any means, so I have to go back a week early solely for income purposes. What's nice about Austin doing a program online is he's still doing the bookwork part of his program right now, but he can choose, like he doesn't have to log in at a certain time and be present for a certain time. He can do it around whatever he's doing. So right now, here's the plan. After all that jumping around, here's the plan moving forward. I am going to be working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and every other Saturday, 10 hours a day. My old schedule was Wednesday through Saturday, 8-hour days. We have to do work 10-hour days, one, to accommodate getting all of our clients in, two, because we have to add on extra time to all of our services for additional cleaning protocol that we have to follow. So in order to make what I was making before financially, we all have to work longer hours just to accommodate that. Otherwise, we're not going to be making as much as we're used to, and not all of us can swing that, unfortunately. Aiden's school is open, but his schedule was also, it was Wednesday through Friday. They're closed on the weekends. But Austin was a Monday through Friday worker, so he had the weekends off. And they are required to go to school at least 3 days a week, between 3 and 5 days a week. So the reason that he's not going back to school when I'm going back to work is because right now they do have the availability for him to switch over to a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday schedule. But one, the obvious, Austin being unemployed, we can't quite afford for him to be in school right now. We are still paying for school, but a very, 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 very small amount compared to what we would be paying. We're just paying to pause enrollment, basically. His spot is saved for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule in his toddler classroom with his normal teacher and all of that. So when we're ready to get him back in, as of right now, we don't have to worry about a wait list, and we don't have to worry about tuition changing, because when we signed up, they were actually still a newer school. So they had special rates, and if we wait too long, we're gonna be waitlisted and we're gonna have to pay regular tuition. So right now, the plan is to keep him on paused enrollment all of July, and Austin is going to be home with him when I'm at work and do school when he's napping, wake up early and do school after he goes to bed, and then on my days off, he'll do his school. He's gonna do it as much as he possibly can. It makes the most sense for him right now to pursue ENT school full time. So that's the plan. Aiden and Austin are going to be home. Austin's going to try and manage his ENT program while taking care of an almost 2-year-old by himself. And I will be working 10-hour days. I'm nervous, to be honest with you guys. Now that I am so close to going back, that's tomorrow, I have been asked a lot this weekend, especially if I'm excited about going back. Because I was excited about going back after my maternity leave with Aiden. I took 8 weeks off. And even though I was sad to leave Aiden and I was scared for how I would feel, I'm a worker and it's in my bones, and I was really excited to kind of get that sense of normalcy again and get back in the salon and kind of have a sense of self again, if that makes sense. I'm not quite feeling the same. I do love what I do. I'm so passionate about hair, about makeup. I love what I do, and I love making my clients feel good and giving them an outlet to just go and relax, or maybe they work on their laptop the whole time. That's fine too. Maybe, everyone takes something a little bit different away from an experience. With me, sometimes it's super relaxing and it's their time to, get away from kiddos or get away from work and just kind of space out and decompress and not have anything to do, just sit down in a really busy life. Other people are so busy. They like to continue working. They're not big talkers. There's no right or wrong way to enjoy your hair experience when you're in the salon with me. Either way, I love doing your hair and I love seeing you and being a part of your life, even if it's for an hour. I am excited again for a little bit of a sense of normalcy. I have been home since mid-March because of the coronavirus madness, and this is the longest I've been home ever. So I am excited to get back, but I'm more feeling nervous than anything. I have to figure out, which of my clients haven't been contacted and get them in. I'm taking new clients, and I haven't seen so many new clients on my books in a long time, but some salons are still closed. Other salons, their normal stylists can't get them in. And I really, really, really need to make the money. So I have opened up my schedule to not just my normal clients, but also new clients. The 10-hour days, listen, I used to work 10-hour days, no problem, and 5 days a week, and it wasn't an issue. And it's different now. Ever since I had Aiden, I came back 4 days a week, 8 hours a day, and sometimes 9 hours if I really had to, but I preferred not to, and I still prefer not to. A 10-hour day is not my first choice in general, ever. My son wakes up at about 7:30 in the morning, and he goes to bed at 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to be working 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm going to leave at 8:30 in the morning. So I have an hour with him in the morning, and I'll be home around 7:30. So then I'll have 30 minutes with him in the evening. So I try not to get emotional about it, but only seeing Aiden for an hour and a half, 3 to 4 days a week sounds terrible. There is no part of me that wants to work this schedule. And it's not the salon's fault, and it's not Dina's fault. It's just what we have to do right now, and I'm really not looking forward to it. So it has nothing to do with hair. It has nothing to do with my team. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's literally just like, I'm gonna have to, like, my body hurts, my back hurts, my uterus still hurts, I still hurt down there, I'm still bleeding, and I'm gonna have to work 10-hour days. So hopefully I don't start bleeding more because of that. They said it's normal to bleed up to 6 weeks, so hopefully I don't go past that now, because I'm going back to work a week early. Besides the health part of it, and besides having to wear a mask for 10 hours a day, I don't want to be away from my family like that. And it's different before I had Aiden and it was just Austin and I. We are adults, so we knew what we had to do to live our lifestyle, to buy a car, to be in a nice apartment, to whatever we needed to do. We knew how much we had to work, and I loved it. I didn't have any problem doing it. I have a baby now. I have a toddler, and Aiden doesn't understand. All he's going to know is that I'm gone all day, that he barely saw me when he woke up, and I'm going to be getting ready still for my work day, and he's going to be like eating dinner without me. He's going to like do his nightly routine, you know, get a bath, brush his teeth, get in pajamas, you know, do all the things that I'm not gonna be there. We never expected to be in this situation. Nobody could have. We don't have a whole lot of information about what's gonna happen moving forward. I don't know how long I'm gonna be working this schedule, but as soon as I can go back to my old schedule, I'm going to. And as far as like Austin's plan goes, we're not really 100% sure. In a perfect world, he would, look for an EMT job and get hired, but even EMTs are getting laid off right now, and it's just a hard time. So we will figure it out. It will be fine. This is not a poor me or like woe is me video. I don't mean to get emotional, but I think it's important to be myself and to be authentic. And sometimes that's not always like happy. I have been feeling really great as far as like my emotions go after having the baby. I actually have been feeling really, really good. I think I've been in high spirits. I think I felt a lot better once baby's dad was here and he wasn't, only with nannies. He had his dad there. And I have to be honest, I've been feeling really, really great. I've had a couple of questions about my mental health, and I didn't deal with postpartum depression with Aiden, and I am lucky that I'm not dealing with it now, but I am really emotional about leaving Aiden for 10 hours a day, more than 10 hours. I mean, my work day is 10 hours a day, but with my commute and things, I'm going to be gone closer to 11 hours a day, and I'm just not going to spend much time with him, and that makes me emotional. Aiden is my world. He is my favorite little guy, and I love spending time with him. I've been working since he was 2 months old, and he's going to be 2 in August, so it's not like just being away from him is hard for me. If it was my regular 8-hour schedule, it wouldn't be so bad. But those extra 2 hours on top of every day, that sucks. I literally am going to see him for an hour and a half. That sucks. And that is what I'm emotional about. And not knowing how long I'm going to have to work that schedule, I'm emotional about. Not knowing what's going to happen with Austin after he finishes school and looking for employment, that makes me emotional. So I feel really great most of the time, and it's just this weekend that I'm starting to feel anxious and starting to feel nervous and a little bit overwhelmed, just because this is going to be a rough week. And it is nice. I'm just working Monday through Wednesday this week. This isn't my Saturday, but it's gonna be a lot, and I'm gonna feel overwhelmed. So I really wanted to sit down with you guys and make a video for you, because I don't know what next week is gonna look like. I don't know if I'm going to feel like I have enough energy to sit down and make a video for you guys. Hopefully I do, because I want to keep you guys as up to date as possible. I want to be my true, authentic self like I always am, and that includes hardships. I think the downfall with a lot of YouTube channels is people choose, not just YouTube, by the way, with social media, a lot of people choose to just show the happy all the time, and that's great. That is awesome. But it's not real life. And I'm going to show you, I have opened myself up to social media to share my experiences with you guys as a surrogate, but also share my love of beauty and things like that. And part of that is sharing my struggles, not just my accomplishments. So for those of you wondering too, I did a Monet unboxing video. I am still just a VIP. I have not signed up as a market partner. I'll go ahead and link that video in the description box for you guys. There's a little more information on there, so I don't want to get too much into it and drag out this video, but I am still thinking I am going to sign up as a market partner. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I am at _Brie_V. Again, I'll write that out in the description box for you guys, but that's a really great place for you to follow my stories. I post on Instagram every single day, so you get up-to-date information very quickly all the time. As many of you know, I work for Aveda Concept Salon. They are cruelty-free, naturally derived, and in the process of being vegan. They are only making vegan products now, but you know, some of the older products they had already manufactured and being distributed aren't their vegan formula. So they are on their way to being vegan. They have the cruelty-free PETA bunny, and we do have a parent company called Estee Lauder. They own Aveda, but they are not the same company, not the same founders. Even Horst founded Aveda and sold it to Estee Lauder in the 90s. So Estee Lauder is cruelty-free unless legally required, which means when they sell in places like mainland China who require animal testing for cosmetic products, then they're no longer cruelty-free. So they are technically not 100% cruelty-free company. And because of that, Aveda does qualify for the PETA cruelty-free bunny, but they do not qualify for the leaping bunny, which is a step up for the cruelty-free standard, because we at Aveda are affiliated with Estee Lauder, who is a company who is not 100% cruelty-free. Monet is also natural-based, cruelty-free, and vegan, 100% vegan. They have the Leaping Bunny certification. They do have a parent company. They're called Alcora. They are the same owners. So the family who founded Alcora Company is the same family who founded Monet. And so they have been 100% cruelty-free and vegan from the very beginning. I'm like sweating now that I got emotional. One of the downsides of selling product at the salon is I do make a commission percentage on product sales with discrepancies. So I make a very, very small percentage on product sales if they are on a service ticket, which means I just do their hair and they decide that they need the product that I used. They buy the product and pay for their hair at the same time, then that qualifies for my commission percentage. If they paid for their hair and they decided they want to shop around a little bit after and they bought product on a separate ticket after, that doesn't qualify. If they just come in on a day they're not getting their hair done and they pick up product, that doesn't qualify. So it only qualifies if it is on a service ticket, and I have to hit a certain benchmark before I can even get that. So it's not every single time someone comes in and buys product when they get their hair done that I get it. I have to hit a benchmark, like a quota. I have to get to a certain quota, and then if I hit that quota, then I can get that on my paycheck for that pay period. That is how a lot of salons are. That's how most salons are. This isn't specific to Morgan Taylor Salon. This isn't specific to how Dina runs her business. This is how most salons are. But the other part of that is online sales are huge right now. One, because it's convenient, and it's been the most convenient. That's why a lot of retail stores are closing. We all know that. Two, safety right now, right? Of course. Aveda is compensating Aveda salons. So every Aveda salon and spa is independently owned. And so even though I work at an Aveda salon, I don't work for Aveda. So Aveda is compensating their salons extra right now. They are giving them 40% of product commissions on online sales through our e-commerce site. So that means they have to go to morgantaylorssalon.com, press shop Aveda, find their products, check out that way. If they just bought it through aveda.com, we don't get compensated for that. But, and I say we because I mean the salon, not me personally. Because the stylist actually doesn't make any commission on that. Only the salon itself makes commission. The stylist is not reimbursed in any way. So for me, if I, found a company who's cruelty-free with a higher standard than Aveda, natural-based products, vegan, which is all super, super important to a lot of people. It's 2020. And they work great. If I love them just as much or more than what I had been using, it makes sense for me to switch over to that brand because I get a link to, like, in my name, and anytime one of my clients or friends or family members wants to buy that product, they can use my link and I get a percentage of that product sale. I don't have to meet a quota. I don't have to hit a benchmark. Every single time someone needs to buy their shampoo or their leave-in conditioner or their moisturizer, and your product lasts you between about 4 and 6 months, right? So every time you need new product, you can use the link that is personalized to me and I get a commission percentage on that. Why would I not be a part of a company like that? I have been using the Monat volumizing shampoo and conditioner, and I have to tell you guys, I have never actually been a fan of volumizing shampoos and conditioners because I didn't feel like they ever really worked that well. I personally felt like volumizing sprays and leave-in products worked a lot better, maybe a mousse or whatever it is. But I actually have volume and bounce and like air between my strands. My hair looks thicker and fuller with this shampoo. I just washed my hair this morning, blow dried it, and then curled it with my new Croc Green Ion flat iron. It's insane. Like I have fine hair and I feel like I have a lot more hair than I have. Like it feels like a lot of hair, and I'm super, super impressed by that. And at the end of the day, I am always going to give you guys my honest opinion. I have been with Aveda for 6 years and I've always said what I love and what I don't. And I'm going to continue to do that if I move forward with Monat. So I don't want you guys to be worried like, oh, well, now that she's getting more commission percentage off of product sales, she's just gonna recommend this no matter what. No, that's not true. I'm a professional and my credibility is extremely important to me. This is my career. This is my profession. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna recommend what's best for you, for your skin and for your hair. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to recommend what is best for you. And if that's Aveda, that's Aveda. If it's Monat, cool, it's Monat. So I don't want you guys to worry about any of that. But I will keep you guys updated. Follow me on Instagram because that is where you're going to see the most up-to-date information. But I am going to leave that video there and hopefully I will check in with you guys soon. Thank you so much for all of the support. Please comment below if you have any questions for me when I do make my next check-in video. And if not, then I'll see you next time. Bye.